The canal tours are 90-minute tours. You're able to explore the historic canal system of Lowell. So you're able to get on the boat and actually get into the historic canal. We are right now usually going up the Pawtucket Canal, which is the original historic canal of Lowell, and we go up to one of the gatehouses and explore that area. So talk about water power and the construction of Lowell and the canals, and go over some of the history, kind of what is Lowell and what makes up Lowell. So just to orient ourselves a little bit with the canal system, we have two other major offshoots of the canals that are going to be on either side of us right up here at this kind of crossroads. So we have on our port side, we have the Hamilton Canal going to the Appleton Mills and the Hamilton Mills. And then behind me, we have, going under this bridge right here, the Western Canal. And that was originally sending a bunch of water towards some mills on that side. It's now actually bringing water from a larger canal that was built later and bringing more water into this system here.
I've been to Lowell. It was probably 20 years ago for a show. I had no idea that it was a national park. And I've lived in New England most of my life in Maine, and I think they've just done a wonderful job.
My favorite part of doing the tours is not only meeting people that are excited to be here and excited to explore Lowell even more, but also getting out on the canals and seeing the city from a completely different perspective. As we back out of the chamber, we're going to be backing to the power side of this gate area. So you can see this looks a little different than where we started, right, at Swamp Locks, where it's that yellow wooden building. Now we have a very strong building, and again, remember, this is guard lock, so we're guarding the canal system so that the stone and then the brick, and this is what's happening underneath those chambers that you see it peeking above the water. So showing this picture again while you can compare right behind you.
Well, I think just the lock system, that's what I call it. It's basically the same, a little bit more primitive than what they have now. Like if you're going through really large locks, I mean, you sit and wait until the water rises, then they get you into the lock, and then you descend, and then you go off either into the ocean or another river. But this is really neat. The interesting part about it, only 2 floods, and it has never been breached, which they had the numbers at the time when they designed this system. So I think it worked out pretty good.
Something that will always fascinate me about the canals, but also Lowell and the machines, is how, in theory, everything is so simple, how everything is made up and how everything functions. Like the locks, the gatehouses, they're all very simple mechanisms, but they do such an amazing job, and they still very much work today. So sometimes complicated isn't the best bet, and just seeing how simple some of these processes is just so fascinating.
Lowell, just looking around at your main street and just to see the old buildings, and they have preserved a lot of them. Where we had lunch, we walked down pretty much northwest, and we could see the Bomashea building. And I had heard about that store way back when from grandparents. And I thought, oh my goodness, they've still got the sign up there. It's just wonderful. It's a great national park to come. If you're on a national park level and you like to visit all the national parks, this is a must-to see because it's so different, and it's industrial revolution where it comes from and how this all evolved.
I was really interested in the living conditions, the bedrooms, and what they did for the first group of girls who were local girls that came, and the difference between them and then the immigrants that came. We've been here all day. It was a lot to take in. We'll have to come back another time. It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
So our canal boat tours run during the summer, usually around from May to October. You can find more detailed information about them because they do vary summer to summer and throughout the season. Find out on our website, nps.gov/Lowell. It is always exciting to visit different kinds of national parks. Not every national park has a big mountain or a grand view. A lot of special parks in New England, especially national parks, have a lot of history to share. And so it's always a great place to explore the national park in your backyard.